Dear student, the topic today which we will do, this one is known as Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, or simply the Faraday law. Faraday has given two law, first law and the second law. Initially we will talk about the first law, after that we will talk about the second law. To understand about the Faraday's laws, firstly we have to understand the circuit which is given over here. Let us first carry out an experiment in which we have a coil attached to a galvanometer and a bar magnet. This one is a coil which is attached to a galvanometer, and you can see over here that this galvanometer does not show any deflection because it is not connected to any cell or any source of current. Okay, so and the another one, this one is a simple magnet, and this magnet is having the north pole and the south pole. As you will move this magnet toward this one and away from this one, a current will start flowing in द सर्किट. यू कैन सी दैट, आप इसमें देख सकते हैं कि ये कॉयल है, इस कॉयल को एक गैल्वोमीटर से अटैच किया है. यहाँ पर नेगेटिव पॉजिटिव, इस कॉयल को किसी भी सोर्स से कनेक्ट नहीं किया गया है. एंड दिस वन इज़ द अनदर वन, दैट वन इज़ द नॉर्थ एंड साउथ ऑफ अ बार मैग्नेट. इस बार मैग्नेट को अगर हम इसकी तरफ ले जाएं और इससे दूर ले जाएं तो यू कैन सी ओवर हियर, इसमें जो मैग्नेटिक फील्ड लाइन है, ये मैग्नेटिक फील्ड लाइन इससे क्रॉस होंगी और इससे दूर जाएंगे. तो एज द मैग्नेटिक फील्ड लाइंस दे विल क्रॉस दिस वन, सो व्हाट विल हैपन ओवर देयर. So you can see that if this bar magnet will go closer to this one and if this will go away from this one, the total number of the magnetic flux or the total number of the flux lines, they will change and the current will start flowing in this one. जैसे कि जितने भी number of magnetic field line इससे क्रॉस होंगे तो इसमें एक करंट फ्लो होना स्टार्ट हो जाएगा, and this one is known as the Faraday's first law. Now this coil does not have a source of current, इसका कोई source of current नहीं है. That means that no battery is attached to this one or no current circulate in this one. When the bar magnet is associated with the magnetic flux and the EMF which get induced inside the coil, it is because of the magnetic flux from the above experiment. Okay, so you can see in the diagram, if you will see the diagram, अगर हम diagram देखें तो diagram में we have this one as one of coil and this one is the bar magnet. अगर हम इस bar magnet को इसके पास लेके जाएं, if we take this bar magnet close to this one, so these are the magnetic field line or the magnetic flux line which are linked over here or which will change. Okay, तो जैसे ही ये magnet इधर को जाएगा या फिर इससे दूर जाएगा तो magnetic field line या जो magnetic flux line है, they will get changed. तो कभी ये ज़्यादा हो जाएंगी या फिर कभी ये कम हो जाएंगे. ओके, सो द टोटल वैल्यू इट विल गेट changed. Okay, if the value will get changed, so due to the change of this magnetic flux line, these are the magnetic flux line, ये magnetic flux line है, and due to the change of this magnetic flux line, जितना ज़्यादा ये magnetic flux line change होंगी उतना ज़्यादा induced EMF प्रोड्यूस हो जाएगा. Okay, so the more the change in the magnetic flux line, more will be the induced current produced in this one. The another thing, if we will talk regarding this one, अगर हम इसमें बात करें तो अगर ये इसका relative motion जितना ज़्यादा होगा, if the relative motion is more, जितना ज़्यादा relative motion होगा, the value of the induced current will be more. और जितना कम इसका रिलेटिव मोशन होगा, द इंड्यूस करंट विल बी लेस. जितना कम इंड्यूस रिलेटिव मोशन उतना कम इसका इंड्यूस्ड करंट होगा. नाउ द नेक्स्ट वन विच वी हैव, दैट वन इज नोन एज द फैराडे लॉज. Okay, now let us see what they are saying. Whenever there is a change in the magnetic flux associated with the coil, an induced EMF is set up in the coil. जितना magnetic flux change होगा उतना induced EMF produce होगा. Because of this magnetic flux, current is flowing through the circuit, and if the current flows through the circuit, there is some EMF which is getting induced in the circuit. जितना ज़्यादा magnetic flux change होगा उतना induced current change होगा. So you can say that the total induced current which is producing it is, so the total induced EMF produced is directly proportional to the total magnetic flux. जितना ज़्यादा magnetic flux होगा उतना ज़्यादा induced current इसमें produce होगा. So we can say that because of this magnetic flux, current is flowing through the circuit, and if the current flows through the circuit, there is some EMF which is get induced in this one. So the more the value of the magnetic flux, so more will be the induced EMF. Okay, so more the value of the magnetic flux, more will be the induced EMF. You can see over here that if the relative motion, if we do not do any relative motion, so the value of the velocity is 0. If the value of velocity is 0, so the value of magnetic flux is also 0 and induced current is also 0. So we can say that, but just because the bar magnet was in motion, induced EMF is produced. This is an electromagnetic induction. Now you can see over here that this is called a electromagnetic. Okay, if you divide this one, electro means electric, and magnetic, that one is magnet. Okay, so you can see that if you are producing electricity with the help of change in magnetic field, producing electricity with the help of change in magnetic field, this one is known as electromagnetic induction. So we can say there was the bar magnet was if it is in motion, due to this induced EMF is produced. What is observed is that till the bar magnet was in motion, only at that time the galvanometer showed deflection. If the galvanometer does not show deflection, it means that the value of velocity is 0. The moment v becomes 0, velocity becomes 0 again. If the galvanometer shows 0 deflection, it means that the value of EMF is 0, velocity is 0, phi is 0. It means that if the value of phi is 0, it means that the value of induced EMF, it is also equal to 0. So we can say that what is the observation which we get from here? Till the bar magnet is in motion, galvanometer will show a deflection. It will show a deflection, or when the direction of V change, the galvanometer also show deflection, but in the opposite direction. A very important thing, this one. So what it is saying, let us think that this one is a coil and this one is a bar magnet, this one is north and this one is south. If this coil will go to this direction, maybe the direction of current will be in this way, and if we will go in this direction, so definitely the direction of induced current, it will also get changed. So it depends upon the direction of the magnetic field in which it is moving. So we can see that if the value of V is 0, then definitely the value of deflection is also 0, value of current in the galvanometer is also 0, magnetic flux is also 0. Okay, there we have an observation that greater the velocity, greater will be the induced EMF. Okay, or we can say that there is no battery attached and no current circulated inside the current. When the bar magnet is moved toward the coil, the galvanometer starts showing deflection. That means that where there is a current induced in the circuit. Was there any battery? No. You can see that in that diagram, in that circle, in that circuit, if you will see that circuit, you can see that it is not connected to any of a battery. Okay, it is connected to a galvanometer. It is just due to relative motion. Whenever there is a relative motion, whenever there is a relative motion, it produces an induced EMF. Now the another one, if we say about the second law of Faraday. Okay, if we say about the second law of Faraday, what the second law of Faraday says? First law says about the production of induced EMF, and the second law says about the negative, means about the direction, as well as change in the magnetic flux with respect to time. Okay, this one is the second law, and negative means that one is the polarity, direction. So Faraday laws, the polarity of the induced current is such that it opposes the cause due to which it is produced, and it is called according to the Lenz law. So you can see over here that initially Faraday has given the experiment. Okay, he has done an experiment, and in that experiment what Faraday said, you can see that the Faraday has given the first law of electromagnetic induction, but in that case the Faraday has not given any concept regarding the direction of current. Either the current will move in this direction, or either the current will move in that direction. Okay, it never tells about the direction of induced current. So the next person who came, that one is known as the Lenz law. Okay, and according to the Lenz, what Lenz says about that, about E is equals to minus d phi by dt. Okay, he said that the polarity or the direction of induced EMF is such that it opposes the cause due to which is produced. Okay, this one is a very important statement. It usually comes in examination. What according to the Lenz law, stated Lenz law. So what a Lenz law says, that the polarity or the direction of induced EMF is such that it opposes the cause due to which it is produced. The negative sign here, it shows the direction of induced EMF, and the direction of induced EMF induced EMF is such that it opposes the cause due to which it is produced, or the magnetic field, it has the opposite sign. Suppose we have a coil and a bar magnet. The moment we take the bar magnet toward the coil, induced EMF is there in the coil, and the galvanometer show deflection. The direction of induced EMF is such that it opposes the motion of the magnet toward the coil, due to which a negative sign is there. The next one, that one is known as the Lenz law. How Lenz has identified this one, and what Lenz law says: Faraday law does not give any explanation to the direction of current, although this one we have already discussed. However, the Lenz law specifies the direction of the current induced inside the coil. Let us understand what actually is the Lenz law. Lenz law of electromagnetic induction, it says that when an induced current or induced EMF is produced, the direction of induced EMF is such that it opposes the cause due to which it is produced. Please remember this one, it opposes the cause due to which it is produced. So E equals to minus d phi by dt, where if you will see phi is flux, and T, that one is time. So this is the change in the flux per unit time. Okay, so E equals to minus d phi by dt. The negative sign shows that the direction of induced EMF and the direction of change in the magnetic field have opposite sign. Suppose we have a coil and a bar magnet, and suppose we have a coil and the bar magnet, and a bar magnet is coming towards the coil and going away from the coil. So induced EMF is produced in the coil, and the direction of induced EMF is such that it opposes the cause due to which it is produced. The next one, this is known as the Faraday's second law. And what the Faraday's second law says, it says that the induced EMF which is produced, it is equal to time rate of change of magnetic flux. It is directly proportional to time rate of change of magnetic flux. So okay, E is directly proportional to d phi by dt. Okay, the induced EMF is directly proportional to rate of change of magnetic flux, change in the rate of change of magnetic flux. So we will say phi is directly proportional to d phi by dt, or phi is equal to d phi by dt. Okay, or E is directly proportional to d phi by dt. So we can say that this phi, that one, if this directly proportional, this one is directly proportional, E is equals to k d phi by dt if the value of k proportionality constant is 1. So we can say that the induced EMF is d phi by dt. Okay, according to the Faraday law, there would be an induced EMF which is equal to d phi by dt, or the induced EMF is equal to rate of change of magnetic flux through the coil. Thank you.